So you were trained as a physicist and chemist, is that right?
Yeah.
And your first collection that you're working on at the moment is about transition metals?
Yes. So I'm looking at the transition metals. I'm taking, for each transition metal, I'm using them as an inspiration, be that their physical properties, their everyday use, how they got their name in some cases.
And what are transition metals?
So they're just a block in the periodic table, and they're called transition because they're very reactive. So that's why I'm using them to write about change.
Okay. Fantastic. How did you come up with this? It's very bizarre.
It is a bit strange, but doing chemistry at university, you learn such random facts about metals, like where they get their names from. Some of them are named after kings, or some of them are named after... there's a lot of sort of Greek mythology,
yes.
Roman mythology in them, which is just really quite interesting.
And good for stories and poems.
Yeah, it gives you a nice basis, so it's a nice little challenge to sort of work around to get all those elements, forgive the pun, in there.
Well, do you want to kick off with one?
Yeah, sure.
What was the title and what was it?
This is called Iridium. Iridium gets its name from the word iris, which means of rainbows, because iridium is very active, gives a lot of coloured compounds. Iris is also the messenger in mythology, Greek mythology, who connects the gods with humanity.
Okay.
Iridium. When patient enters, greet them, smile. Invite them to sit on the scanning table. Once patient is suitably comfortable, commence the set of questions below. Are you allergic to contrast dye, to iodine, penicillin, peanuts, or shrimp? Are you, or do you think, you may be pregnant? Women only. Are you claustrophobic? If yes, offer a mild narcotic. Assuming answers are satisfactory, ask the patient to remove all jewellery around the section being scanned. Insert an IV in their hand. Explain they'll be in constant sight. Point out the call bell and microphone inside. That they may be asked to wait a short time while you check the scans are clear. Twice. The instructions end here. I've done 5 scans a day for 8 years. What happens next depends on the image written slice by slice to my screen. Your temporal lobe, hypothalamus, cerebellum, midbrain and cortex. I'll look in my perfectly white silence for minute graduations in density, for artifacts, grey areas, the difference between sugar and salt.
Thank you very much. You've got a lovely voice. I really like listening to how you pronounce the words as well.
I think I've got, my parents are Scottish, so I think it's a bit of a Scottish lilt on some things. Yeah.
Especially how you did the ends of the words, I think. It was beautiful.
Thank you. Okay. Shall I do a number?
Yes. Oh, yes, please.
This is Mercury. Mercury was the Roman god of trade and profit, based on a Greek god called Hermes, who was the patriot of boundaries and those who crossed them.
Oh, I like that. Patriot of boundaries.
Yes. Mercury is also the closest planet to the sun, and we only ever see it with the naked eye at dawn or dusk. Mercury. Cross my palm, I'll tell you about your past. A handful of silver will buy you a flash of a future. Pull over, let me in. I'm bringer of dreams, thief at the gates. Can you taste sulphur on my breasts, my face, or the sour strip of gold on my lips from clamping your hand, your 5-fingered kiss, to stifle guilt? The ecstasy of grief. In less than 9 weeks, I've lost half my weight. I've aged. My years are shorter than my days. Aphelion does not exist. The sun is a plain mirror between dawn and dusk. Cockerel, tortoise. Shock waves are hollow mountains, shapes calcified. Traveller, leave your stone at the roadside.
Wow, because I thought... So, Mercury, or Hermes, was the patriot of boundaries, but he's often portrayed as a messenger as well, isn't he? Is there some kind of messenger theme going on, or...?
Sometimes you find that there's a lot of overlapping myth, or gods in like Roman mythology are corruptions of gods, and Greek mythology are blend together, and it gives you a lot of opportunity because it's a very fertile ground. Then you can flip between different myths. Who's in there?
Where can people read any of your work? Have you got any posted on websites?
I do. I have some on my website, which is www.rachelmccarthy.com. If you Google Excite Poetry, it will bring up bring up that website because it's also the Stanza website.
Would you like to read some more, please?
Yes, sure,
Fantastic.
of course. Since I've done some mythology ones, I'll do one that isn't. This is titanium. Titanium is a metal that's well known for its high strength to weight ratio, so strong but very light. It's often used in medicine to replace parts of bones or bone joints. Titanium. Police declared the crash a tragic accident. Post-mortem found no trace of alcohol, no thrombosis blocking blood flow to his brain. No explanation why the truck jackknifed and ploughed through the central reservation. He hit a family of 5 head-on, a toddler, 2 kids, mother, father, gone. Forgive me for calling them lucky ones, but compare with the husband who lost his wife, and us, our son, in the jaws of life. I know you asked him to drive, not for practice, because you wanted to sink a few pints. I know I'm right, as your tongue is tarmac and your voice cracks like burnt rubber, but blame will only take what is left of each other. So love, let me circle the pin tips that pucker your skin, knit pelvis to hip. Rest my palm in your grill of broken ribs. Stroke the shattered pinion of shoulder blade. Trace the cracks that run down your face.
It's very hard-hitting. Gosh.
Yeah, it seems to have a silencing effect on people.
It's a rather jolly Wednesday morning.
Isn't it? What would you say are your poetry influences? Who do you enjoy reading?
That's a big question. Maybe I should do that at the minute. What I'm reading. I'm rereading Carol Ann Duffy's The World's Wife. Obviously, for obvious reasons. Claire Crowther's book, which is out with Shearsman Press, local publisher.
Yeah.
Emily Dickinson as well. Simon Armitage, The Book of Matches. I'm rereading at the minute because he was a close runner for Poet Laureate, but he didn't get it. I think he would have done a good job, probably equally as good as.
I thought it was going to be him.
Yeah, I think it might come to him actually after the next 10 years. I think he's going to be a really strong contender.